A strong good evening to all of you from the entire team of CI STEM Information Technology Services Private Limited. In short, we call it CI Tech SPL. And our major objective at this moment is to have developers built by us, trained by us, and after that, the person can be a part of the organization and they can contribute in the growth of the organization by doing the client projects and all. Okay, that is the major important thing, the aim that we have at this moment in our mind. Okay, see, basically, honestly speaking, if I give a training to you, say, I'm giving training to Kavya for some month or 2 month, 3 month, whatever might be the thing, and after that, if I give a opportunity to Kavya to work for my organization, she knows the environment of the organization. That is the most important part. So she will be delivering instantly, and the client will be benefited from the day one itself. But since there is a requirement of MERN developer for the project, and I go for a new hiring, that person who will join will take at least 1 month time to know the total atmosphere of the organization and to deliver. So this is the hidden idea behind me, that why not give training to the people, train them on the project specific hiring, and after that utilize that person only, start the payment from, let it be as an intern or let it be as a employee, if he or she is a pass out, and if he or she is undergoing, in that case we will go for paid internship, that is we will pay them and they will work for us, right? So that is the moral of the story. So in order to remove the word unemployment, I came up with a solution that this is the right way, right approach of making my team strong. Because once I teach Kavya, I will be knowing her pros and cons. Okay, the negative side, the positive side also. But to a client which is negative for that particular project, to another client that negative point can be a positive point as far the skill is concerned. So we can deploy all the people equally to all the projects, and you people start getting the money. So for instance, as an intern, you are here with us, and after the training, we have given you the chance to join us, and we started paying you. Say after 3 months, you approach the management or your project manager and you say that, sir, I am there as a paid intern. I'm getting this amount of money from your end. Okay. So why don't you hire me, because now I am a pass out also, and I have all my documents and everything and all. And after that, the review committee will sit there, the HR team will sit there, and definitely you will be the first person to be hired. Okay. But a person who feels that no, I want to reach the MNC, you're most welcome to go to do that. You can reach the MNC because of the fact that you are not a fresher. You are getting salary from the in the form of stipend from the organization. Now in today's day, nobody asks for salary slips because salary slips can be manipulated. They ask for bank statement anywhere. Okay. And MNCs are very particular. They will call you in a meet and they will ask you that show the bank statement that you have got the money of this month and all, because you are claiming that you have 6 month experience. So once they see that, yeah, you are genuine, you're authentic candidate, they will give you a chance. So I firmly believe in some of the words which I stick to it, and accordingly I plan, and till today I'm getting success ratio. My project team is doing pretty good, and projects are there in the pipeline. We need people. So the major thing that I am planning out is to remove the word unemployment. Okay. So the person who feels that no, I want to move to a different organization is most welcome. We will give them the experience later also that they worked as an intern or as an employee to us. Okay. And the pay slips also will be given, though that is the bank statement only. Okay. Because in the pay slip, the your account number and every details will be added there. So this is the concept that we have brought in because of the fact I told you the inside story that how the organization is going to be benefited. It's my moral duty being the CEO of the organization that I should always think of the profit for the organization. Okay. So in that case, my profit will be if you start delivering from the day one, right? So if I bring a new face, it will take a lot of time, at least 1 month time, for that person to understand the atmosphere of the organization. Okay, here goes my details. Please follow me in LinkedIn, and I think you people will be benefited. Till date, I have done a lot of help to all the peoples. You can see it once you are there sending me connection requests and you are there in the connection with me, and after that you will feel the difference that yes, this person objective is positive. Okay, so from my side I will try my level best to build you up. Now the question comes that why we have started a master session. Say in data science also we have done it, in Java also we have done it, and we have done it, we are going to do today in MERN. There is a reason behind it. At this moment, don't believe my mouth. Believe Google. When I'm speaking, you can search in Google. You can see the demand of man, future of man. You can type and you can search there, and you will find that today for web development application, man is the best solution because of his speed. And the most important part, the client nowadays want mobile apps. They want to interact from the mobile only. For instance, if I make a e-commerce site using MAN technology and I give a app to the client, if he or she is getting 100 orders a day, believe me, 80 orders will be from the mobile because the family to which we belong, okay, very few people are there who will be sitting in the laptop or in the desktop or in the other devices, okay, to place the order. They will immediately open the mobile and put the order because we know that our family people, let it be my daughter, let it be my wife or anyone, they are putting everything online, okay, and it happened just because of the pandemic. So in a way, pandemic was a disaster. We lost so many lives and all, but technically it has taken to a high level. And moreover, AI is coming into picture like anything. So integrating the MAN technology with the AI and all is easy. So it will be a help, added help, so that you people can move into the field of AI also. Okay. Once I do the CI/CD pipelines and all, it will be very easy for me to integrate that software with the AI, right? So in that case, we have understood the importance of the MAN technology at this moment. Acha. Now this MAN technology stands for MongoDB, Express, React, and Node. Okay. So MongoDB is the database which itself says that I can accept any kind of data. Okay. But if you give SQL as the database, right? What happens? SQL itself says that I accept only structured database. So in that case, the what are the data that we have given to you? Okay. First of all, you will have to make it proper structured data, then table data, then you will have to put it to the SQL database. And MongoDB is much more faster than SQL, and MongoDB is there in the cloud because now serverless architecture is going on across the globe. We all are working from home, 2 days going to the office. That's where that is how even the MNCs are following because all the servers are there in cloud, in AWS or in Azure. The main client server is there. We will update you. So in order to know these things, okay, to work from the home and all, we request you people to very much update yourself with GitHub and GitLabs because these are the respiratory track where you can upload what you have done for the day and we have the access and we can download it and whatever the team has done for the day for that project can be looked after and it can be sent for delivery to the client, right? So coming to a small example, we want responsive site at this moment and clients are very intelligent. Take it from me, this is getting recorded, this will be published across everywhere. So I don't mind saying the client that they are very intelligent at this moment because of the fact that they know that what exactly they want. Their demand and supply is now equally going. So they know that if the site is done in HTML, CSS, JS, and Bootstrap, it will be 200 lines program to make it a responsive site. Now the question comes, what is responsive site? Responsive site means a site which is capable of opening in any internet devices. Let it be a mobile phone, let it be a tab, anything, whatever you feel like, right? So in that aspect, if I do this with React itself, each and every line that we are writing in React is getting responsive. That means it is capable of opening in any devices, anywhere. Okay. And this 200 line will reduce to 20 lines because of the fact that React is having unlimited libraries. So we just call the library function and it starts working, right? But to use CSS and to use Bootstrap to make it responsive, it's very tough. But this whole Bootstrap and CSS has been converted to libraries and it is there, right? So in that reactions, in that collaborations, our major aim at this moment is that we will be working in MERN technology. So in this technology, we will make the web development also. We will make mobile apps and we will continue with that. And if the client asks for Java, we will use Angular and in the backend, we will use Spring. Okay. And for MERN technology also, it is very easy to use backend as Spring also. Okay. Because the technology is built on the JavaScript platform. So people with good knowledge of Java can be a very good MERN developer within 3 months. I can give you assurance of that. So after this, I will request our trainer Ujjawal and Kavya to come forward. Okay. And please demonstrate the complete aspect of the MERN, what benefits they are coming. So Ujjwal, will you please take care of it?
Okay. So good evening, everyone. So I hope you all are doing good. So I think we should thank Sunisa for his time, and he have guided all the team members that what we need to do and what we need to see in the React. And taking it forward, I will just share a PPT with you where we will cover all those topics, that what is the future of React and how we need to implement all those things, and covering it what is the step by step process, and in the front end which tech stack we need to use, and in the back end what is the structure, and all those things we will follow. So this should be a very helpful session for all of you. I hope I will cover all those points that is required for you to join us. The MERN Stack, if it is in your mind that you want to build your career in MERN Stack, then you can it will be very much helpful for you, and you can consider to join the session, and we will train you, uh, and we'll try to see that how much potential you have, and we'll try to onboard you as a paid internship. So welcome everyone in this master session, and we will cover the topics that we have already shared with you. First, already Sunit sir explained you about the MongoDB and what is the use of Monstack and what we usually do. What I'll do is I'll just gives you a little more depth knowledge that how we need to figure it out and what tech stack we are using. So as we already know that for the database we need to go for the MongoDB because it can accept any kind of data. So the most important part is the database, that is MongoDB. After that, for the web application, right, anywhere you can use any kind of application you are making, any game application, any application you making in nowadays. So Express.js will be very much helpful for you. And for that front end UI library, we will use React. And we know that what is the React. As of now, we'll in the next slides I will tell you that what is the benefits of React and how we can use multiple things in React, and what is the component. And Sunil already explained you that we don't need to write 200 lines of code in React. There are already few libraries is there, few plugins is there. Through that plugins and libraries we can reduce the code size, we can reduce the time also, and the functionality of React also, and the user interface. Once you make any web app in the React, you can feel the user interface difference. Once you use any kind of old technology and once you use React, then you can feel the difference. In the backend we have uh, we have Node.js, full JavaScript based stack. For the modern web applications we will use that. Going forward, why choose Monstack? We know that Monstack is in so much demand, but why it is in so much demand? See, nowadays you know that a responsive website, what is the need of client, but the major point that I want I want you direction to that point, that once you build any app in the React, the functionality of that app, once you run that app and to make that app from scratch, once you build it, the journey to build that app and connecting to the backend and establishing the data, and with all the tools that you will use, so the deployment is very much fast. Okay, so the development, once you do that, and the components is very much helpful for you. And we know that in once you know that tech stack, you know that how it works. Yeah, so the structure that I want to say with you, that in the technology structure we know that in the front end, for the client side, you all know that what is user interface. User interface word itself says that whatever I can see in that is interface, means once I open any Flipkart website, like their nav bars, their banners, their look and feel, their color combinations. Okay, these all comes in the user interface. How once we clicking on any tab, any nav bars, how it is performing. Like that, once we open any kind of e-commerce website or any gaming applications, once you see that the loading is taking too much time, So what is happening behind that loading time, and why it is not once you open a Flipkart application, once you add any item in the cart, once you see that thing, that then you observe that how fast it is working. Okay, so what I'm trying to say, how fast it's working, that once anything you built in React, their user interface is very much efficient, very much attractive, and very much long lasting. In the backend server side, wherever you will write their business logic and the runtime logic, that where we will write. For the database, we all know that we need once you use any once you create with the Spring Boot, or once you use any backend tool, then you need to know that the CRUD operation is there. So I think all of you are aware that what is CRUD operation. Once we do the training, we will see that how CRUD operation, how their frameworks, all those things we will cover it. Okay. As of now, I'm just giving you the brief ideas that how we need uh, to go ahead with that MERN technology. So coming to the core concept, right? I have already explained that for database we will go with the MongoDB because of that flexible data storage and the focus on the interconnectivity and integration. See, the major part that we need to understand that once you use any HTML, CSS, or once you use any kind of technology, you developed it, but once you upload it on the server, how it is responding on the server, that is main thing we need to understand. See, we are developing a website. Once we upload on the server and the responsive part is not working, the look and feel is not good, and the uploading time, the integration from front end to back end, it is taking too much time, then we can see that the loophole is there. So React is the technology where the loophole is. I think as of now we cannot find any loophole where we should not use that technology. Every tech stack having some loophole, but as of now in React, people are doing the great job in React. They are making the web applications in React, and it is quite responsive. In the backend, we have Node.js and Express.js, and we have a lot of APIs. APIs development, we have a lot of there. Through APIs, we can make use of any kind of technologies and integrate with our backend tool. Okay, so that is there. Coming back to the main, see, once we develop a website, we need to understand. First, we need to create the structure, that how the structure will look like. So first we will understand the nav bars, how many nav bars will be there. Inside the nav bars, how many buttons will be there. Once you go to that part, that then you understand that the structure is important. So for the front end architecture, we will use JSX is there. That is makes it easy to write in HTML in JavaScript, and very much we know that state and props for managing dynamic content. Steps and props is meaning the dynamic content. So I think all of you are aware that what is a dynamic content. Once we say that React is a responsive website, and once we know that what is dynamic content, I will just give you a brief idea about this major part. So dynamic content means once you change anything in the user part, their behavior, their references, and their factors. Unlike see, once any application you will use, okay, any application you will use. For example, we are using any social media app like Instagram. We are using. Okay, once you upload, once you visit the Instagram and once you open any kind of reel, then you can understand that once the user's behavior, how you are scrolling it, how it is performing, the interaction part, the demographics, all those things comes in the dynamic content. And how it is working perfectly fine once we use this tech stack. React hooks is also there. React hooks we have used. We have seen that React hooks is there. And what is the use of React hooks? Just I will explain you all those things. In React hooks, what we will do, the functionals and enables the use of React with the help of functional component. With the help of functional component. So what is the mean by functional component? So the React hooks and their lifecycle method, once you import it, the React hooks, they have three custom rules. So hooks can be called inside the React functions. Means whenever you are writing any functions, you can easily call the hooks inside the functional component only. Okay, and we have so many hooks. Custom hooks is also there. Okay, and hooks can be called at the top level of a component. So once we declare a component, the hooks will also be called at the top of the component. So basically what I'm trying to say that on the top of the component, once you use, like for example, you are using use effect. So what is the work of use effect? So use effect allow us to perform the side effects in the component. Like suppose we are updating the DOM and their timer. Okay, suppose we have two arguments like that. We will this I'm trying to explain you in the layman language. What is the use of use effect? Once you upload any kind of fetching the data directly from the DOM, and the timers is also there, so use effect also reduce that part, and fetching the data is very much easy once you use that React hooks. So we have used in the component. Now that component will help us to identify and to fetch the data from the front end. We can use that part also. So coming to that Node.js and Express.js. Okay, what is their working and how this is going to work for us in the backend part. So Node.js allows us to JavaScript to run on the server. Runs on the servers means with the help of Node.js, we tell our uh, application to run on the servers. And Express.js simplifies backend logic. Backend logic means whenever you have written any business logic, wherever you have any endpoints. Endpoints means once you have any form, and validation if the form is there, that email ID and the phone number. So once you write any kind of endpoints, that logic is been verified, is being simplified by Express.js. And use of middleware handle requests is also there. Like whenever you use any kind of request, you is there, you that can be handled, that can be tackled. And structures include routes, controllers, and middleware. So structure, controllers, routes. So what is routes? What is routes in React? If we understand this word, what is routes in React? So routes is the main purpose of routes in the layman language. If we understand that, suppose we have a single page application, and we are trying to use in the URL path, and once you use that routes, it will help us to view this single page application in the URL without any interruptions, without any interruptions. Then we have controller, then we have controller, and then we have middleware applications is also there. Okay, now coming back to the most, we have seen that how we can integrate the front end, and how we can what tech stack we need to use it for the back end also. Now coming back to the most important thing, that is the database, because without the database, how we will fetch the data? So the most important part is nowadays everyone is using MongoDB because of their demand, because of their functionalities. Means as of now, you just put your data and MongoDB will do the rest for you. So this document oriented is NoSQL database, means structured data is not required in MongoDB. It can be flexible. JSON like documents also in you can store in the inside the MongoDB. Great for handling large and unstructured data. If we have large data, suppose where we are having a big client project, okay, and we have n numbers of data, and the large data also can be handled in the MongoDB. And we have operations like CRUD operation is there. We can use that operation also because of their scalability, and what is in the CRUD operation, how you can hit the data, how you get the data, how you post it. We will see with the postman also once we start the training, how the working of the postman is there, how we can find the URL, and all the structure of the Postman is also there. So it is quite exciting. See, what I feel personally, every individual should know that if you are using any technology, you are enjoying it or not. Once you enjoy your work, once you understand the working of any technology, then only you can work in this IT industry. Okay, because we all know that working and enjoying your work is very much important. You should feel that you are working in your comfort zone, but you should also realize that always be ready to work out of your comfort zone. Okay, tools that I have already told you that what tools we will use for the JavaScript language for the both and front end and back end. And syntax wise also we know that extension for writing HTML with JavaScript. REST APIs is there. Communication between client and server. Most important part, that is REST API. How you once you know that from the client to the server, once you hit the data, once you click one day, suppose we have a sign up button. How a sign up button looks like? You can use your name, your mail ID, your father's name, your phone number, and then you hit the submit button. Suppose that we have a sign up button. Once you fill your details, what happens in that in the background, what is the endpoints logic, business logic you have used, that is being verified. Well, suppose you have missed at the rate in your email ID. At that time, that form will submitted or not? It will be not submitted because the endpoint will check that you have missed at the rate in your email ID. Suppose you have 9 words in your phone number. At that time, it will submit it. It will be not submitted because the endpoint logic says once the number is in the right structure, then only you can submit your data. So the REST APIs and communication between the client and server, that we need to understand and how it's working. Their logic, their endpoints, and their connection. All these things we will do in the Postman. We will do for the testing of APIs, what APIs we are using and how we are fetching the data. Either we are getting the 200 HTTP request or not, what error we are getting, how we need to understand that logics, all those things. Once we start the trainings and once you will onboard it with us, once you understand all those things from the scratch, we will cover all those things and we'll make you understand each and every topics very in the depth. We will cover all those topics. Git and GitHub, all those versions and their collaboration. You, I think, majority of people will, maybe they are quite familiar with that. But we will start from GitHub also from the scratch, because we know that how we need to once we build the project to upload it on React, and how the GitHub and GitLab works, that we need to understand. And MongoDB and Atlas Mongoose, what is that and how it is now? What is the role of cloud here? What is the role of cloud? So MongoDB Atlas is there, cloud database for services for MongoDB. Once you understand that what is cloud, the main working of once this concept of cloud database is onboarded, and once you understand that, see, once we talk anything about cloud, we know that the database and their document model is should be the fastest, and there should uh, no any requirement of any kind of unstructured way we can expect. So Atlas is integrates the database, search engine, and sync the mechanism into a single undefined, fully managed platform. Means fully managed means where once you search anything, it responds very simple, very fast, and very easiest. So Atlas is there. Working of Atlas, their management, their security is very high. The data connections we will use, the drivers we will use, and the development tools that we are having, like the GUI we are having, and like how the IDE will work. All those integration is there, and that we need to understand that libraries and their functions. We need to cover that part also. Okay, the next is Mongoose and ODM library. So what is ODM library? ODM library stand for Object Document mapper. So what we mean by object document mapper? So in the Mongoose for Node.js provides a way to interact with NoSQL database that we already know, and what we use in ODM. So the document is there. Any kind of data you have, any kind of library function you have, what will be the ODM will do? ODM will map object code and document in the MySQL. So once you understand that ODM maps between object in code and documents in a NoSQL database collection. So what is the working of ODM? ODM is a data manager for storing system information. Information is stored and maintained as objects. Major points you need to understand that information is stored and maintained in as objects with associated of their characteristics. You can also use ODM to manage data for application programs. Once you have large amount of data for application programs, you need to use ODM. You need to use ODM for that. Define schemas and models for structured data. We need to understand that once we have structured data, we need to define the schemas, and there are different kind of models. Is also it is there, and there simplifies the data validation and how. What is data validation? That is another important point we need to understand. So suppose we have a data like we have employees data. Okay, so what we will do in that there should be their employee details. Okay, and their employee ID will be there, their location will be there, and their address will be there. How we will verify the data validation? So in React, what happens if the user input meets specified criteria, as I already told you before the submission, the endpoint will cross check all those things. All endpoint will cross check all those things. They will validate the data, whatever data we are entering in the UI in the form, that is in the right structured or not. If suppose we have make a separate button as mandatory, if you skip that button, if you skip that tab, if you skip that form, suppose you miss that, you are not entering the phone number, will that form will be submitted? No, it will be not submitted. Why? Because it is already mandatory. So the structured, so the endpoint, so the validation is always there once you build any application in the React, because it is responsive. People can also open in the phone. So once they submit the form, uh, like the data pause, like once you enter the data pause. So for the laptop ones, how it is opening the calendar, how it is opening in the phone, all those things we need to understand, and how we need to validate that data. What is React router? What is React router? We need to understand. So already we have seen that we have covered React props is there, React host is there. So now what is React router? So React router is nothing. It wraps up. Basically, what we need to understand that what is the working of React router. React router once you use in your application, it will help you to make it in a structure. Make it in a structure like how the structure will form, layout. Then the home.js will be there. Suppose that we have a structure in the SRC pages. We have several pages. Layout pages we have home.js, we have contact.js, and no page.js. And then what this React routes will do? Then what will React routes will do? React route will automatically navigate this routing in the React applications in a single page, SPA, in a single page application. It allows you to create dynamic routes, enabling navigation between different views with your application without full page load. So suppose we are now loading this page, and if we are using in a phone, in a tablet, how this structure will look. So for a single page applications, React routers we will use, so that the load time, so that the enabling navigations time, all those things get reduced. Okay, and enables navigation between components that we have already understands, helps build multi-page apps with smooth user experience. We can make multi-page apps. With this also we can make multi-page apps. And helps we are discussing, yeah, helps build multi-page apps with a smooth user experience. So user experience, once you make any applications, na, the most prioritized things you will understand that what is the user experience, how it is performing, or what is, once you do the testing, na, at that time what you check, what you check that the site look and feel, site responsiveness, and site structure, it is in the right direction or not. Then you can see that we have developed a website. Other than that, if anything loophole is there, you will go to your code, you will understand the logic, then you will change the logic, and then you will update all those things. Okay, now we need to understand that component based UI design. So component based UI design means each component manages its own logic and rendering. So once a component knows where it needs to be targeted, which field it needs to be targeted, and at that time once we separate it and we put down the logic and then we render it over there, then it is easier to debug and maintain. Once you know that this is in that container only, once you know the container, you can directly hit the container if it is not responsive. If any user interface change you want to add on that container only, you can do by that thing also. So it's easier to debug, promotes reusability and modular code. So we can reuse, if we know that the component manages its own logic, we can reuse that code also. And the structure will also be more better. More better in the sense, what I'm trying to say by more better, that in the UI part, what happens now, once you make build any application in the UI, what happens is that, suppose there are 7 to 8 nav bars is there, and in the nav bar, up below the nav bar, there is a banner is there. For the laptop, it is fine. Once you open it in the mobile screen, what happens is that the nav bars will come in the right hand side. Once you click on that icon, the nav bar will show. And then in the nav bar also, you have, suppose we making a e-commerce website. So the fashion nav bar is there. Inside fashion nav bar, men's collection is there, and jewelry is there, men's boots, cap, all those categories there. So once you separate it in the mobile phone, then the logic comes to play, that how we will make it responsive, what component we need to target, how we need to understand the logic, and where this UI will work, from where we need to cut down the banners, how the banners are performing. So maintaining it into a multi-level screen, like any device we open, and that gives us a good response. If that we need to understand, for that the logic and their rendering point, it is must to understand each and every point very minutely. For the backend, we understand that the REST API is there. Using Express.js, we will use the REST API. Using of REST API, we understand that to communicate between the client and the server. From the client and the server, if we need to connect to the REST API, we need to use controller process and the logic and responses, and connecting front end to back end using APIs. Major part. Suppose you have a build application in the React. In the front end, you have used React. The structure is ready. As of now, we have assumed that we are now done with the front end. The UI part is done. Okay. With the Node.js, we are, or maybe with the Spring Boot, we are now, we have created the back end. So now how you will merge that, how you will connect the front end to the back end. And once you connect the front end to the back end, once you onboard it to the server, how you are fetching the database, how the data is coming, if the data is structured on or not, if the data is having any loopholes or not. So connecting the front end to the back end, it is very much easy, very much smooth, and very much efficient. Once you use MERN Stack, once you build any application in the React, connecting it with the Spring Boot, connecting it with the Node, it is very much effective, easy, and very much easy to understand. Okay. Once you build it in any other tech stack, you may face some difficulties because of their outdated functionalities, because of their not having that much libraries, not having that much structured things. But in React, we can use all those things. Once you onboard it to us, we will see all those things. We will see the postman also, how the postman is working. We will see that structure also, how the front end is working, how the back end is working. We'll check all those things. What is now CRUD operation? So CRUD operation is the basic operations when we when once we start any kind of tech stack, we know that the CRUD operation is there. So we need to create the data, add new data. After that, read the data, retrieve the data. Use means update if any modification you want to do in that data. In the existing data only, you can do that. And then delete or remove data. So these are the 4 important operations that we perform in the CRUD: create, read, update, and delete. Again, create means you hit it, you enter the data. Suppose any data you have entered, any state data, anything you entered, then you read that data, that you retrieve it. Maybe some modification is required, then you will modify the data, and then you will delete the data, that is remove the data. We will implement using express routes and MongoDB methods. And what is authentication? So authentication means what happens is that what is JWT? First, we need to understand what is JWT and what is this word JSON, and how it is performing. So JSON Web Token. JSON Web Token is a internal standard for creating data with signature or encrypting with any kind of loading holds. Loading holds means this is the layman language. I will try to make you understand the working of how the JWT token works. Suppose if a user logs in, the browser sends login conditional to the server. Step by step, I'm telling you, please listen very minutely that what is the important concept, very important concept. What is JWT and their authentication? So JWT tokens works once you use logs. The client browser sends login conditional to the server. Server generates JWT. If conditionals are valid, the server creates a JWT containing user data and signs it with a secret key. Step third is token sent to client. The JWT is sent back to the client and stored, usually in the local storage or any kind of cookie is also there. Client sends token in a request. Step 4. For protected routes, the client includes the JWT in the authorization header. Authorization header means a place where we can put down that token only. Step 5 is then the server verifies and the response. The server verifies the token, extracts user information, and process the request if it is valid. The main point is that once you enter the data, it should be valid. If the token you have created, you have sent it the data, but if it's not valid, it will not go with the next step. It will not re-navigate you to the next step. So the structure of a JSON web token is header, payload, and signature. Header is the first step, payload is the second step, and signature is the third step. Inside the header, we contains metadata about the token, such as the algorithm and their signing. In the payload, what we do, we stores the claims like data being transmitted or not. In the third step, signature ensures that the token's integrity and their authenticity. Means in the third step, in the signature, what we will do is we will ensure that whatever token we are entering, their integrity and their authenticity, will check that. Okay. So token sent with each request for validation means once the token generated, token sent with each request for validation, it will validate. Protects route from unauthorized access. Route protects us from the unauthorized access means anyone who is unauthorized, who is not allowed them with their data and they are trying to fetch the internal information of our site, our application, then the routes will protect it from that particular part. Then the state management is there. React hooks like use state and use effect management component state. Context API shares state across components. So the word we write down into the stat at what is context API and what is their working. So context API is nothing but their main working is to provide a way to share data across the component tree without having explicitly passed props with each and every level. So what we need to do, it will create a tree where we don't need to explicitly pass to every props and every entry level to share that data. In the help of context API, we can provide the data to a form in the tree. Okay. So what is there now? How it's working? This I will tell you how the layout will work. Yeah. So how the context API works? Context APIs allows data to pass through a component tree without having pass prompts manually at entry level. So suppose we have a parent, okay, and in the parent, in between the parent we have navbars, we have home, we have about, and we have another child, that is child A and that is child B. So directly from parent to child B we can connect. We don't need to go to first home, first navbar, first about. Step by step, we don't need to go to separately for each of every entry level place. Any props we don't need to connect with that. Directly we can go to the child. For example, let's say you have a shopping web app with a component that shows the user shopping cart and another component that shows the user order history. So what we can do with context API, you can create a context that holds the user shopping information like their card, their order history, and then you can use that context API in both shopping cart and order history component in both without having to pass information down through props. So no need to use that props. Directly we can do that. About prop dealing, we have mentioned that point. Useful for themes and user authentications. So user authentications, whenever we feel that user authentication is there, we need to use that part also. So career insight and roadmap. So all those points I have covered that in the front end and the back end, how we need to understand. So for the full stack project, combine all MERN Stack elements. We need to combine them. We need to first see the UI part, how the UI is working, how the UI look and feel, and with how many components we are hitting, navbars and they are structured, all those things are working fine or not. Deployment paths we need to use Netlify is there, Netlify in the Versal also you can try. So with that platform we can see that how we are once we merge it with the lower front end to the back end in the Netlify we can check that how it is responding. Prepare for the interviews, focus on problem solving and project experience and concept. So what I'm trying to say by that thing that focus on problem solving. Once your ideas and your business logic solves a problem, na, our client is nowadays knows that no need to write down 200 lines of code, 100 lines of code. You should be resourceful. You should have your own idea or you and your own logic. How you handle any kind of error. See, once you build any application, you will get the errors. But the journey from getting the error to making the app fully responsive to uploading on the server, this journey is so much beautiful. Once you experience this journey, then you will understand the beauty of React, the beauty of Node.js, the beauty of Spring Boot. And we will showcase our portfolio on GitHub and LinkedIn so that any other person who wants to see our project details and want to see how we what tech stack and how the functionality we have used, they can see it from the GitHub and GitLab also. So it is we can upload it over there also. Okay. So yeah, so I think I have covered all those topics, and hopefully this session is very much helpful for you. I have covered all those things that makes you understand that why you need to choose React, why the React will help you to hit in the MLC scene to start your career. And I think now I think over to you, Sunil sir. We can have an interaction with all the candidates, and we can see their responses as well, and what is now their opinion, and what is their feeling.
So the most important part that I would like to add here that tomorrow at 6 o'clock, please, I have already given the link. There is no registration process and all because what I'm seeing that people are finding a little bit difficult in the registration process. Mail goes to you, and after that, you will have to open your personal mail, and after that, you can join Zoom. But why this thing is done? For the sake of the security and for capturing the data so that we can reach you at a later date. But no issues since BUIE college is already having a group for internship where 34 people have already entered. If anybody has not entered, please cascade this news to them to enter into the group and share them the meeting ID. I have shared the meeting ID already to you people. So I request you people to join tomorrow. Tomorrow is a very vital day for you people because we will segregate groups. The people who wants to do MAN, they will do MAN. The people who wants to do data science will do data science. People who wants to do Java, they will do Java. Okay. The internship is of 2 months and all the details will be discussed there, and after that separate WhatsApp group will be made where notification will go for the training. Okay, and it will be a 2 month affair, and you know that all your dignitary people from the college is already there in the group, and they are very delighted, very excited rather that to train you people. So don't let them down and don't let us down also. Right. It applies to the Srinath College also. Day before yesterday, I was there at Jamshedpur. Had a wonderful time with you people. And hopefully, we will have more sessions with you. We will approach you separately. But tomorrow is a day for Bakura Unnayani Engineering College, right? Institute of Engineering. Yeah, that is BUIE. So in that case, I believe a lot of candidates are there already from BUIE at this moment here in this meet. So tomorrow we are meeting and hopefully you have got an idea that what quality we are believing in and what is our aim and vision of the organization. Okay. So thank you so much. So anybody, if they are having any doubt or anything like that, I'm giving you 1 minute time. You can type in the chat. Please type in the chat. Otherwise, I will feel that you are happy with the session and there is no question from your end. My team has done a wonderful job. Thanks to Ujjawal and to Kavya for staying for such a long time along with me. Acha, Oyon is clapping. That means he is happy with the show. I know Oyon Kole. He is from BUIE only. So tomorrow he will be there at 6 o'clock to decide, and we'll start the internship immediately. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining. Then it was really a great pleasure on our end to serve you. And you people have got a clear vision and mission that we want only one thing, that is your career growth. It is not important to join CI STEM Information Technology Services Private Limited, okay, but it is very important to build your career. See, I believe in some of the points, okay. One point I really love to say that please learn, and after that learn and earn, and then only earn. And in the technical field, if you people are not learning, you won't be able to deliver. because every now and then technology is changing. And if I say that I am too good into MERN, I'm lying. Honestly speaking, I'm telling I'm lying because of the fact that technology is changing every now and then. So how do I know 100% of MERN? It's not possible. I know 70%, 80%, not more than that. Right? Similarly, you need to update yourself every now and then, every day. You need to burn your midnight oil so that you can be one of the best performers. Okay. And money is not a constant for CISTM Information Technology Services Private Limited because of the fact that if we do wonder projects and all, and if we really work hard and all, so in that case, I think money will roll in and you people will also get good packages. That won't be a big problem, right? Okay. Thank you so much for joining then. I'm ending the meeting then. Wishing you all the best in your career growth. God bless all of you.